Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, November 9, 1208 America, New York. Indian creator of International Emmy-nominated show hopeful of win. Bollywood director Ram Madhvani's internet series, Arya, has already received plenty of love from viewers, along with widespread critical acclaim in India. Washington Post World, November 9, 1201 America, New York. Joe Who. Obama's star power still dominates the world stage. As Obama's appearance at COP26 showed, the former president's enduring popularity is both a blessing and a curse for Biden. Washington Post World, November 9, 1201 America, New York. Mexico's anti-money laundering chief resigns amid scandal. Mexico's top anti-money laundering official has resigned, following a scandal over his wedding party held in Guatemala. Washington Post World, November 9, 719 America, New York. German president remembers anti-Jewish pogrom 83 years ago. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has marked the 83rd anniversary of the anti-Jewish pogrom that was labeled Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass, when Nazis, among them many ordinary Germans, terrorized Jews throughout Germany and Austria.
World CBS News, com. November 9, 714 America, New York. How climate change threatens pregnant women. World leaders turn their attention Tuesday to climate change and gender during the global UN summit.
RT World News, November 9, 714 America, New York. Belarus blocks humanitarian aid for migrants camping on border, Poland. Poland was eager to provide humanitarian aid to migrants who set up a camp at its border with Belarus, but the offer was rejected by Minsk, Polish President Andrzej Duda has said. Washington Post World, November 9, 707 America, New York. Lawyers. Ex-Marine in prison in Russia goes on hunger strike. Lawyers and the family of a former U.S. Marine who is imprisoned for assaulting police officers in Moscow says he has begun a hunger strike to protest his imprisonment.
November 9, 704 America, New York. Researchers uncover software flaws leaving medical devices vulnerable to hackers. Researchers say they have found more than a dozen vulnerabilities in software used in medical devices and machinery used in other industries that, if exploited by a hacker, could cause critical equipment such as patient monitors to crash. November 9, 703 America, New York. GE is splitting into 3 companies. General Electric, the industrial conglomerate founded by Thomas Edison in 1892, is breaking up. GE announced plans Tuesday to split into 3 separate companies.
Time, November 9, 7 o'clock America, New York. The world wasn't prepared for this pandemic. Bill Gates says we can do better. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost the global economy trillions of dollars. If the international community invested even a fraction of that money into things like disease surveillance, vaccine manufacturing and better medications, it would slash the chances of another, similar pandemic, philanthropist Bill Gates argued in a conversation with Time. Time, November 9, 7 o'clock America, New York. America's last king wasn't the crazy tyrant you've been led to believe. I loved Hamilton, an American musical for its foot-tapping tunes and witty libretto, but it's no more an accurate portrayal of history than Shakespeare's Richard III or Macbeth. Time, November 9, 6:59 America, New York. Counting your carbon footprint one meal at a time. At the COP26 conference this year, there's a lot of grumbling among activists that official venues are serving meat, even if it's locally sourced meat. Animal agriculture has an outsized impact on global warming, up to 14.5% of annual global CO2 emissions, depending on which metrics you include.
Washington Post World, November 9, 6:57 America, New York. Spain investigates emergency landing, suspects migrant ploy. A Spanish court has ordered 12 men to be held without bail on suspicion they faked a medical emergency to make a plane land in Majorca so they could try to enter Europe illegally.
Mirror World News, November 9, 6:56 America, New York. Brit windsurfer's body found washed up 600 miles away in Sweden after he drowned. Vanessa Bamfield, Mr. Bamfield's worried wife, reported him missing at 5:17 p.m. the same day when it had gotten dark and he had failed to return home.
November 9th. 6:56 America, New York. Apple One computer goes on sale, with bids expected to reach $600,000. One of Apple's first computers is up for auction and it could sell for as much as $600,000.
RT World News. November 9th. 6:53 America, New York. France releases new advice for under 30s on Moderna COVID jab. France's public health authority has advised against giving people under 30 Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine, citing higher risks of heart inflammation post-inoculation. Washington Post World. November 9th. 6:52 America, New York. Hospitals in southern Dutch province raise COVID-19 alarm. Hospitals in the southern Dutch province of Limburg are warning the national government that they can no longer cope with new COVID-19 patients.
November 9th. 6:50 America, New York. School mask mandates are starting to disappear. Is it too soon? When Perrysburg School Superintendent Thomas Hostler sent a survey to parents in his Toledo area district to see how many wanted to get their children vaccinated against COVID-19, he got more than 20,000 no responses. November 9th. 6:44 America, New York. Steelers edge Bears in controversial contest to continue winning streak. The Pittsburgh Steelers survived a late Chicago Bears fightback to chalk up a fourth successive win with a 29-27 victory on Monday Night Football.
Washington Post World. November 9th. 6:37 America, New York. Virus deaths in Russia hit new record after restrictions. Coronavirus deaths in Russia have hit a new record 2 days after a 9-day non-working period ended in most of the country's regions. Washington Post World. November 9th. 6:36 America, New York. German Navy chief vows long-term commitment to Indo-Pacific. The chief of Germany's Navy says its dispatch of a warship to the Indo-Pacific underscores his country's concern that freedom of navigation and the rule-based international order are being threatened in the region, an apparent reference to its biggest trading partner, China.
November 9th. 6:36 America, New York. Report, COVID drove deaths up 16% in OECD countries. The COVID-19 pandemic caused a 16% rise in expected deaths among the 38 members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, hitting overall life expectancy in 24 out of 30 members, the organization said Tuesday.